Have you ever seen people who are satisfied with existing in the moment? People who are focused, authentic, and seemingly the most alive person in the room? I'll say that personally, I don't see that in people very often. Sometimes I get to see fleeting moments of it. A craftsman after a long day of hard work, a musician in the middle of a song they've practiced 1,000 times, or in works of fiction like Blue Eye Samurai with their main character music. All of these examples are beautiful to think about, but let's discuss how you can find the same satisfaction in your own life. For the sake of this video, I'm going to set out some specific questions to answer on how to find satisfaction. You don't need your time wasted with vague examples. I want to get straight into the good stuff. So here are the questions that I think are helpful to know the answer to. Number 1. Defining satisfaction, knowing exactly what it means for you. Number 2. Knowing the difference between satisfaction and vice. I don't want you chasing dopamine highs thinking it's the same fulfillment as pursuing satisfaction. And number 3. How to overcome the barriers to pursuing satisfaction. Before we get into answering these questions, I must do my due diligence as a YouTuber and say, if you like the content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I like yapping, but not to no one. Help my yap reach more people, and I'll continue to help you find various answers to various questions. With that out of the way, let's look at question number 1. What is satisfaction for you? The question is, unfortunately for me, the most difficult question out of the 3 because of those last 2 words, for you. I already know what satisfaction is for me. It's feeling fulfilled in the moment. Not necessarily happy, just content with the moment with no need to change anything. But what does it mean for you? I'm willing to wager that it's at least a very similar definition of the word, but it's important for you to grasp what it feels like specifically to you. So, I'm going to describe some markers of satisfaction that should be consistent across anyone's experience. That way you can identify it for yourself and develop your own definition for it, instead of relying on just my words. In my experience, the first and most notable marker of being satisfied is having focus. Not a focus born from high attention to a specific thing, but a focus that comes from a lack of noise in the brain. Satisfaction should bring about a silence in your mind that's free from the confusion of brain fog or the distraction of anxiety. Satisfaction should be a state of mind that's still like a glass of water. Your mind should be locked in the present, not looking regretfully at the past nor anxiously at the future. It should also be free from any goals, which is our second notable symptom of satisfaction. Goals are inherently a declaration of unsatisfaction. If you want to grow strong, that means you are unsatisfied being weak. If you want to be more talented with an instrument, that means you are unsatisfied with your current ability to play the instrument, so on and so forth. But that doesn't mean that being satisfied has to mean being completely stagnant with your passions. It just means that being satisfied means enjoying the climb instead of enjoying reaching the summit. Being satisfied while exercising means enjoying the act of bodybuilding, not reaching the final rep. Being satisfied while playing an instrument could be enjoying playing, creating, or developing your skill, not by looking for some measure of achievement with your playing. In general, satisfaction comes from being in the moment and being content with your action. And by action, I do mean one action, which is the third noticeable symptom of satisfaction. Doing just one thing. I don't mean over the course of your life, and I don't mean physically doing one thing. I mean mentally. Mentally, you are on one topic because you are only engaged with the moment. You can still be multitasking, but in the sense that you are quickly moving from one topic to another, not in the sense that you're doing multiple things at once. In my opinion, this is why meditation is one of the best practices for achieving satisfaction. You are doing just one thing, and it's quite a simple thing, which allows for the best engagement of the current moment. Those are the biggest and most obvious effects of being satisfied, but there are some smaller and more interesting effects, in my opinion. One such being having a better ability with just about everything you do. This entire world has been conquered and domesticated by humans. Most things you do are supposed to be easy. What gets in the way is typically your own mind. But there's also the fact that reaching large heights in any goal is much easier if you're enjoying the process rather than looking up at the peak the entire time. Another interesting consequence is having an easier time connecting to people, as being engaged with the moment means being outside your own head, which is typically what makes connecting to others so difficult. I hope these are enough examples to give you a good idea of what type of headspace I mean when I say satisfaction or being satisfied. Any more examples and this video would hit the 20-minute mark, so let's move on to the second question, which I promise will be much shorter than the first. What's the difference between satisfaction and chasing vice? Well, for me, that's simple. Vice is fulfillment, but it's born from running from suffering. Things that are distracting or exciting trigger a dopamine response within you, which gives you energy and focus up to a climax before you eventually start to wind down, affecting your energy, focus, and mood all the way down to a baseline dopamine level where you start to mellow out. It's loud, has its ups and downs, and makes you super efficient at times and super slow at others. Satisfaction, on the other hand, is fulfillment born from appreciating the moment. If you're religious, you can say it comes from your spirit or divine purpose. If you're not, call it some deeper undefined part of your prefrontal or neocortex. There are no ups and downs or any end goals of satisfaction, it's just one consistent state of being. For this video, just keep in mind vice is unstable fulfillment, born from running from your suffering with highs and lows. And satisfaction is a constant fulfillment based on you simply being in the moment. That's the best answer I have for the question, but there are two closing thoughts I'd like to depart on this point. First things first, as much smack as I'm talking about vice, it isn't the devil. Don't watch this video and then go on a dopamine detox or some stupid BS like that. Vice has its place. You don't need your knuckles whacked with a ruler every time you indulge in tasty food or attractive people. That's not problematic by itself. The problem is that we use vice to try and distract ourselves from our suffering, which is my second point. The root of unsatisfaction in life is from ignoring our suffering and letting it accumulate, which is easy to do in this era because of our easy access to entertainment, consumption, or vices for short. So in order to get back to satisfaction, we're going to have to make it a habit to not be distracted by the pull of vice, and address who we are as a person in the moment. Which brings us to question 3. How can you overcome the barriers to reaching satisfaction? Before we get into that, let's pause for a moment. All the previous information in this video, I do genuinely think is helpful for understanding what satisfaction is. It has, at the very least, helped me reach satisfaction from time to time. But this next question I feel needs a little more expertise than just me. So I'll give credit where credit is due, and in the description I have linked 2 videos that really helped me with this question. I'm not going to just link videos, I'll go more in depth in a second, but there's people with more expertise out there than just this YouTuber, so I recommend checking them out. Anyhow, let's unpack this question into 2 chunks. Some ideas. Truths that help me address the suffering within myself, and some actions. What physical things you can do to practice satisfaction. For the ideas, I've got 2 of them that I'll just say plainly. 1. Understanding that the end goal of all goals is satisfaction. From making a fortune, to winning competitions, to settling down with a family. The end goal is to be satisfied with the moment, just after fulfilling some criteria that we have set upon ourselves for one reason or another. Which brings us to truth number 2. All goals or barriers that make us unsatisfied in life are set on us by ourselves, and can be removed from us by ourselves as well. Not that it's easy to, just that all goals in your life are set by you. What you want to do with your life is not dictated by any judge, laws, or morals, it's all on you for better or worse. So it's also in your power to release yourself of these barriers. It is entirely possible to make your life goal to be satisfied with each day that passes, just as it's entirely possible to make your life goal to chase vice, and all the consequences it comes with. You're free to live your life however you want, and free to chase what will bring you the most joy in this life, but you also don't have to strive for joy in this life. I personally don't. I know that sounds weird for me to say in a video meant to help you, but hear me out. Think about the job choices you have available to you nowadays. Working corporate, the work you do will never be enough because your company always needs to grow. Work customer service, and you need to lie to and scam people. Work as a scientist or lawyer, and you can watch all of your life's work get struck down by a politician who has no clue what any of your work means. Try to work a fulfilling job that actually helps people and won't keep you up stressing at night, and now you can't afford rent. Also note the broader challenges the world is facing right now. Like, every single developed nation is committing war crimes against humanity and the environment. My point is, there's a lot of valid reasons to want to change the world around you instead of being satisfied with the moment. Lots of reasons to stress yourself thin. But if you don't find any satisfaction out of what you do for too long, you're going to start crashing out. I'm not going to get on your case if you prioritize some noble goal that sacrifices your peace of mind. Just please, take care of yourself, man. You matter to someone. So, let's talk about the actual actions you can take to find satisfaction. In my opinion, you should look more into this guy, Tich Na Han, and his lessons in mindfulness. I'll still summarize my take on mindfulness, but I learned what I learned about the topic from his teachings, so get it straight from the source if you want. My understanding of mindfulness is that your feelings and satisfaction will be found in the body, and mindfulness is the key to getting back to your body. The first step to mindfulness is to choose an activity to do that's easy to focus on. Some people choose breathing, walking, or humming. My activity of choice is light exercise. I personally have ADHD and a lot of reasons to avoid looking in the mirror, so I've struggled with focusing on meditative practices. But then I tried light exercise. Sit-ups, push-ups, or various calisthenics all offer enough difficulty to keep my brain focused, where simple breathing was too simple to keep me focused. So, if you struggled with meditation before, then give it a try for me and let me know if it works for you. Once you've selected your activity though, the second step to mindfulness is to do the activity and focus on how you and your body feel during the activity. Don't overcomplicate it. Feel the air fill your lungs, feel your muscles contract and move you. Focus on your senses. Don't think about what to say, just listen. While focusing on your selected activity, you might find a lot of negative emotions welling up as a product of just coming back to who you are as a person without all the distractions. Those feelings are important, and they're going to bring us to step 3, addressing and acknowledging all of your suffering. Try not to think too hard about it. Just say or write about the feelings you feel in the moment. That way, they don't stay trapped within you. If you find yourself struggling to know what you're feeling in the moment, try asking yourself, what do I feel is right with the moment, and what do I feel is wrong with the moment? And or try doing this practice with someone you trust. Their presence might just be what you need to feel comfortable addressing yourself. You might get angry, you might cry, but whatever happens, don't be afraid to embrace expressing what you're feeling. The important part here is not to run from your suffering. There's a good chance that your own mind is going to find anything else to distract yourself with to avoid addressing your suffering. In that moment, remind yourself of the ideas I said earlier. All goals dream of reaching satisfaction. There is no better thing to focus on in the moment. And no matter how painful the things you feel are, there is no reason you must hold on to them. Whatever memories, insecurities, or anxieties you're grappling with, you don't have to hold on to whatever reasons keep that suffering within your life. It's by this process of acknowledging and addressing all of your suffering that you will stop leaning on vice and begin to find satisfaction in the moment. It's not a one-time thing. It's a process that is up to you to maintain, and it won't be an easy thing. It's literally about facing and addressing all of your suffering, but you've got this. You've taken time out of your day to hear the advice of others, which I think is a sign that you are capable of change. As for this video though, there's nothing else I've got on the topic, and the runtime is getting long as is. Just keep in mind to know the difference between things you do to run from suffering and the things you do to find satisfaction within the moment. Then, try some meditative practices to ground yourself. And as for the suffering and pain that typically makes you run from the current moment, just remember that you can let go of any reason suffering has for staying attached to you, even if it's uncomfortable to do so. Remember that your body and mind want to live in the current moment, and that you're free to do so whenever you'd like. If you want more resources, definitely check out the works of Tich Na Han. They explain this topic in much more depth than this video ever could. But if you liked the video, please remember to leave a like and comment, and hit that subscribe and bell if you want to stay updated with my future releases. That's more than enough for this yap session though. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck on your goals. Keep it easy.